Hello, I'm Cindy Arenberg Seltzer, President and CEO of the Children's Services Council of Broward County. Welcome to this special edition of Future First, Focus on Broward's Children, where our focus is going to be about keeping our children water safe. Broward County is surrounded by water, whether it be pools, lakes, canals, and that's why we've come together so often to look for ways to keep our children water safe. The county, the school board, the Children's Services Council, many of your cities have teamed together to make sure that we have Swim Central available for free water lessons, that we're letting you know about the barriers that need to be put up to keep your children away from water. And yet, still, it's the leading cause of accidental death for children 1 to 5. And it is 100% preventable. So today we're taking our show on the road to demonstrate to you a little more visibly what the parents can do and what we as a community can do to keep our children safe. I'm joined by aquatics experts, by a mom who horribly lost her 19-month-old child to drowning, and by U.S. Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who has campaigned throughout her career to create changes in policy that can help keep our children safe around water.
All right. Get those arms all the way out. Breathe. Uh-oh.
And now I'm joined by Cassie McGovern, a typical mom who experienced the unimaginable, the loss of her 19-month-old beautiful baby M to drowning. Cassie, you've turned that tragedy into a benefit by helping other families. I want to start with, how did that happen that day?
The day that it happened, it was August 3rd, 2009. We spent the day at home as a family in the pool, just kind of having popsicles and enjoying being together. I was the first to get out with Edna Mae and laid her down for a nap. My husband came in because I had to go to the grocery store. While I was at the grocery store, I guess the rest of them had gotten out at that time. And so when I came back, Edna Mae greeted me in the family room, where I proceeded to put her in a rocking chair with a little snack and a drink while I put groceries away. My husband was in the front living room conducting an interview with a gentleman that just had come over. Called me into the front living room of the house to ask me a question, so I answered it, and I came back and Edna Mae was not where I had left her, in the rocking chair. So I proceeded to look around the house. I went to all the girls' rooms and threw a piece of laundry into the laundry room. Just very, very normal day, just not concerned, not nervous. So then I went out to the back patio where we had a fenced-in pool and a small swing set in the back. I walked pretty much past the pool when out of the corner of my eye I saw my baby girl floating in the pool. So I proceeded to just jump in the water and grab her, and didn't do anything, didn't start CPR, just held her. My husband heard my screams and came out and started CPR, and forever changed our life at that moment.
No, viewers know I have a 7-year-old. I understand. I just am so sorry for your loss. And I know you've tried to turn this tragedy into good for the community. And there were some lessons that you learned from that day. Can you tell me a little, go out first?
Of course. When we share our story now and just try to encourage the water safety piece of it, first thing I tell parents is check the water areas first. If you have a baby and you have pools, if you have a canal, if you have anything like that, you check the water areas first, because in most cases, if they're at home or in the home, they're safe. They're causing a little bit of havoc, but they're safe in most cases. That was one of my biggest mistakes at that moment, was to not go to the water areas first. I thought I had the pool fence and I was safe. The second is door alarms. If I would have had a door alarm, which I did not have, I would have heard it chime when she opened the door to go outside, or that it was chiming or her going off if it was left open. I don't know that day. If she opened it for the first time, that's before the accident, she wasn't able to open that slider. But because I didn't have door alarms, I didn't know if she opened it or it was left open. And also the self-latching gate for our pool. We have the old-fashioned where you put it in the hole and you latch it. And if we would have had that self-closing gate, like I encourage parents to have at this point, those are just different layers that you need to have as parents with pools or bodies of water around.
Right. Nothing is fail-safe.
No.
We know that. But the more barriers you can put,
buys
the
you a little
harder
bit of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that looking in the water first can also be a critical guideline.
It's the most important, I think. The most important, if they're not in your sight, whether you're putting clothes in the laundry or in the dryer or taking a quick shower and you don't see them, go there first. You know, I mean, can't watch them 24 hours a day. Obviously, constant parent supervision is the most important key, but we all know that we do certain things. I mean, you could be sleeping in the middle of the night and they decide to get up. You know, it could be any numerous amount of things. You turn your back and they were here and now they're not. Check the water areas first.
Yeah, it's so easy to blame the parents. Why weren't you watching them?
Oh, yes.
And sometimes that is a problem.
Yeah.
You can't go to sleep in the middle of the day,
Right. When you have
leave
kiddos.
an active, baby around who's
Right.
who's quite mobile.
Just be smart. Yeah.
Right.
Be smart.
But you also can't be with them every single second.
Exactly. In my situation again, when I went grocery shopping, I had a receipt that had a certain time as well. And from a 29-minute period, I literally checked out of Publix, loaded my car with groceries, my trunk with groceries, drove home from Publix, unloaded the groceries into the house, started putting them away when the accident occurred. 29 minutes later, I'm sitting in the Coral Springs Medical Center watching my daughter fight for her life. In just a short matter of time, my life changed forever. And that's all it takes. It wasn't a long period of time. It was a split second of not checking the pool first, not having those barriers to buy myself a little bit of time.
One of the other things that we talked about, you had older children as well, so that's something to be careful of because they can open those gates or do things, leave doors open. And we were discussing, when do you teach your child to be water smart? And 19 months, you can already. Many parents don't realize that.
Right.
But that's not too young to hit that water smart.
You're right. Yeah.
Behavior.
I had a 10-year-old at the time of the accident, just barely 3-year-old, a week after her 3rd birthday, and Em was 19 months. And I had no idea that there was resources out there that could help my 3-year-old and my 19-month-old. I had no idea. They used water wings, and now whenever I see them, I'm like terrified. Like, don't use those. It's just a crutch. And I didn't know. It wasn't out there in the community. I didn't hear it. I was just a complacent, normal mom, I thought. And now, the moment they get crawling, they start to crawl, they become mobile. You need to have all these different barriers. You need to plug them into water safety classes. They don't need to be strong developmental swimmers, but they need to learn to be able to save themselves if they were to fall in.
And to be fair, I think back at that time when this happened, the American Academy of Pediatrics was saying do not.
Right. I didn't know
So-
about it. The pediatrician didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. I was a stay-at-home mom with the 2 little ones and the older girl in school, in private school. I had no idea. And it's not that that's an excuse. I just thought that if I had a pool fence, I was covered. I was just a normal, everyday parent that, just like most, I didn't think it would happen to me. So I didn't know. So our job now as parents is just to share that this happened to us. We were good parents. We thought we had all the different layers in place that we were supposed to have, and look what happened. We could have done more.
I really appreciate you sharing your story today. And you are a good mom.
Thank you.
And you're putting it to really good use, and hopefully your message will save thousands of other children.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.